Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a boy again, Yaru Yaru. We are here again to talk about football, but nothing but football. Eat football, drink football, sleep football. Now me get time, now you get time, now we get time. Last week we witnessed the resumption of the EPL when Haaland had 2 goals against Burnley, and some few days back it was a 2-2 draw between Tottenham and Brentford. Our new captain, the Tottenham captain, Son, Son, the Korean guy, is the new Tottenham captain. He kicked off his EPL with a draw as a captain. Then Manchester United, one of the contestants of the league this year, I'm sure they're going to go far, got a 1-0 victory over Wolves. A goal from Rafa Varela, former Real Madrid defender, the France international. And also, as last week, like I say, Crystal Palace went and won away against Sheffield United, the newly promoted boys from the Championship, with the absence of their former captain Wilfried Zaha, who was signed in one of the Turkish club. Big side, I don't know, maybe it's you have me know that maybe Galatasaray or Fenerbahce, but I know it's in Turkey. They did well. The goal came from Eduardo. Oh, that's one of their main strikers last season. With Zaha do drive the team in terms of holding the ball, dribbling, causing some damages, frustrating opponents. But with the absence of Zaha, they did well. Got a 3-point away, which is very, very crucial. And we talked about Brighton as well. Oh, the guys who are busy picking money from the big boys. They just sold Crusader to Chelsea with a British record of £115 million. Can you imagine £115 million for a young lad like that? It was Declan Rice who went to Arsenal for 105 million. And people will say it was expensive, he didn't want it, but I tell you, that guy is a machine. He can run from here, even like with a boat, run around the pitch very well. And now it's Moses Crusader, who has gone to Chelsea for a British record of 115. A British record in the sense that I'm talking about the EPL record for a midfielder coming from Brighton. They walloped the newly promoted Luton from the Championship 4-1. That is a good and an excellent way to kick off with the league. And Everton, their struggle continues. They barely escaped relegation last season. Fulham went and dealt with them 1-0 at Goodison Park. What will happen to their coach? He has to sit up and do something. And Newcastle, remember we talk about Newcastle United. Are they going to be among the top 4, or they're going to push for the title this season? The rich boys in town, the Saudi boys, the Al. When Al, I mean money. The Saudi boys, they defeated Aston Villa, the Unai Emery team. Were defeated 5-1. Wow, that is a statement. They're making a statement as we talk. They are sitting on top of the table. Though it's just early, just a game. Now we talk about this week. Before I go to this week, there was a very competitive match between one of the giants, the Blues and the Red. When I mean the Blues, I'm talking about Chelsea and the Red. Jurgen Klopp, the guy who said, "You don't need to thank me. It's my job." When the journalists thank him, he said, "Oh, don't thank me. It's my job." They played a 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge. Goal coming from Robert Diaz. Diaz, that dangerous striker who can cut it from the left side of the attacking side. He got the goal. Then the equalizer came from Axel the Sassy, the guy from Monaco. He was just signed from the French league. He got them the equalizer. Just a defender. So they ran away with a point. Don't mind my pronunciation. Axel the Sassy, the guy who was signed from Monaco to Chelsea. He can play as a central back, as a left back as well. He got the equalizer for Chelsea. So Liverpool ran away with a point. That's the crucial point. When you're playing against the big 6, like I said, it's no more the big 4, even the big 7. Now, even Manchester United, I said Varane got the goal for Manchester, but there was a controversial decision by the referee in that match, not awarding Wolves a late penalty. But that's football for you. Those are the things that brings those are the things that make football very beautiful. It brings argument. You people argue, you sit, and it makes everybody an inclusion when it comes to discussing football. And now we're in the new week. Today is Friday. Nottingham Forest, who nearly punished Arsenal, but Arsenal eventually got home with a 3-point by defeating them 2-1. They are up against Sheffield United, who lost at home to Crystal Palace last week. And Fulham is at home. They are hosting Brentford, who drew with Tottenham 2-2 last week. Liverpool will be playing against the stubborn Bournemouth. I I think Liverpool should get their self together and pick a 3 point. And Luton and Burnley, they were in the same championship last season. This is a repeat of the championship in the Premier League. I believe the Vincent Kompany boys will do more because they lost to his former club, Man City. And the Haller, that's when Haller scored 2 goals. And remember, it was 3-0. Then Wolves will be hosting Brighton. Wolves would like to redeem themselves. Brighton, they're on fire. They won 4 goals to 1 against Luton, the newly promoted side. Burnley again should do very well against Luton. Tottenham against Manchester United. Yeah, we spoke about Luton and Burnley. Burnley need to redeem themselves against Luton. Both of them, they lost their match. Remember, it's a repetition of the championship game they played last season. Now in the EPL. Oh my goodness, that would be a cracker. Now we're talking about Wolves. Without, the controversial penalty not awarded to them when they went to play Manchester United at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, the Red Devils punished them through Varela. Varela, former Real Madrid player. I've said that before. Now, the match of the week is the Red Devil themselves against Tottenham United. The new captain, Son, is going up against the Red Devil. This is the match of the week at White Hart Lane. That match is going to be a cracker. Watch out for that match. Let's see how Rashford is going to run through the Tottenham defense. Let's see how our African-born player Bissouma is going to handle the midfield against the likes of Fernandes of Portugal, against the likes of Casemiro of Brazil. Those are top midfielders. Let's see. Our boy is also good. Don't write him off. Another match is Brighton against Wolves. Brighton, they are on fire. They started the campaign with the 4 goals to 1 against the newly promoted Luton. Another match to watch is Man City versus Newcastle. These are part of the big boys. When I mean big boys in the EPL, the top 7. We all know the top 7. Formerly used to be the top 3, now top 4, top 5, top 6, top 7. That is what makes the EPL an interesting league to watch. Newcastle versus the champion. Again, there in Etihad Stadium. Will Haaland land the goals again? Or will their captain, Kieran Trippier, pull a surprise win over the Saudi boys? Don't forget on Sunday as well, we have Aston Villa versus Everton. Everton would like to redeem himself. Aston Villa, we are thumped 5-1 by Newcastle. West Ham versus Chelsea, another cracker. So even on Monday, we have Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. The Gunners are going to visit them at the Selhurst Park to keep to play against Crystal Palace. That is all we have about the English League. But like I said, are they going to push Manchester City to the edge? Are they going to push them? Because from the way it's going, I think Newcastle, Tottenham, Man United, Arsenal, they're all going to, even Brighton, don't write them off. They're all going to push Man City to the edge. Not talking about Chelsea and also Liverpool. Now when it comes to Serie A, we have a whole lot of matches kicking off today. The Serie A match, we have Empoli versus Hellas Verona. We have Frosinone, I don't know how to pronounce the Italian word, but I'm okay with that, versus the champion Napoli. Are we going to see Osimhen, the golden boy who went on with the golden boot in the Serie A, playing against their away to this new club? Then we have Genoa against Fiorentina, Inter Milan against Monza. Then on Sunday we have Roma versus Salernitana. Please don't mind my pronunciation. I'm not an Italian. If it comes to Swahili, maybe I can pronounce Yoruba, Hausa, one of those languages. Even Amharic, I'll be there for you. And I'm managing English as well. Sassuolo against Atalanta, where we have our own Nigerian boy Ademola Lookman, who was also one of the top 6 top scorer last season in the Serie A. Lecce against Lazio, Udinese against Juventus. And on Monday, we have Torino against Cagliari. We have Bologna against Milan, where you have the Giroud, the former Arsenal Chelsea player. So all these matches will be coming on the Serie A and the Bundesliga. Kicking off today as well. We have Werder Bremen against the Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, I think they were the guys that ran away with the league last season. Bayern Munich. Then we have Augsburg versus Mönchengladbach on Saturday. Leverkusen versus RB Leipzig. Hoffenheim against Freiburg. VfB Stuttgart against VfL Bochum. Wolfsburg against Hoffenheim. And Dortmund against Cologne. Dortmund, remember they just sold their player, their star midfielder, Bellingham, to Real Madrid at a club record fee. Now, on Sunday, we still have Union Berlin versus Mainz, Frankfurt versus SV Darmstadt. Please don't mind my pronunciation. These are the matches are going to be played in the Bundesliga. Now we'll go to La Liga. You know the champions of La Liga now, as of last season, Barcelona. They're going to be. They kick off. Actually, the league started last week. It started last week on Friday 11th, and Rayo Vallecano got a 2-0 win against Almeria away. Then Sevilla were beaten at home by Valencia 2-1, and Real Sociedad on Saturday also played to Girona. They played all 1-1 draw. Then Las Palmas drew with Mallorca 1-1. While Real Madrid went and thumped Atletico Club 2-0. Remember, I just told you about Bellingham. The guy who was signed from Dortmund got the goal in the 36th minute, while Rodrigo, one of the younger player, got the first goal. And on Sunday, Osasuna defeated Celta Vigo at home there. Villarreal lost at home to Real Betis, and Getafe drew the champions 0-0 at home. While on Monday, Cadiz defeated Deportivo Alaves 1-0. While Atletico Madrid, these guys are always there in the top four, contesting to be the champion, contending against the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. They defeated Girona by 3-1. Now in the French league, the French league kicked off also on Friday 11 August 2023, where you have Lille and Nice playing all draw. Marseille defeated Rennes 2-1. PSG drew at home to Lorient 0-0, while Brest defeated Lens 3-2. Clermont Foot lost at home to Monaco 4-2. Remember the guy that scored the Chelsea equalizer, Axel Disasi, was bought from Monaco. And Montpellier drew at home to Le Havre 2-2. Nantes lost at home to Toulouse 2-1. Then the Rennes defeated Mainz 5-1, while Strasbourg defeated Lyon. Lyon of all people, where we have the former Arsenal captain Alexander Lacazette. They lost their match to Strasbourg 2-1. And today we're going to be having Mainz playing against Marseille, Lyon against Montpellier, Toulouse against PSG, and on Sunday Lille against Nantes, Le Havre against Brest, Lorient against Nice, Rennes against Clermont Foot and Monaco, Strasbourg, the Lens against Rennes. Okay, I just went through the top 5 league in Europe, talking about the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the League One, the EPL, and the Serie A. Have I mentioned Serie A? So, let's talk about the EPL. Who are going to win first week? Who are going to be the winners for this week when you talk about the EPL? Will Manchester City continue with their winning streak? Will Newcastle United continue with their winning streak? Will Brighton continue with their winning streak? Will Crystal Palace continue, or will Manchester United, who ran away with a lucky 1-0 win? Yeah, we have a guest here. I'm sorry to say I didn't introduce him before I started, but thank God he's here. He's gonna throw more light in the football circle. His name is Celestine.
No, Pharrell.
Okay. He calling himself Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell, not the musician. No.
Yeah.
This is the footballer. And I don't know, but can you tell me something?
Yeah.
The way you're doing in this Nigerian Football Federation, Jesse,
Yes.
what's up with it?
Did you know that FIFA actually awarded Nigeria the best jersey in the 2014?
I knew about that during the World Cup.
So
That was in Russia, I think.
Ever since then, we've been there. Like, we cannot go down. Our jerseys have just been unique, amazingly unique. So much so that people all over the world. Have you seen celebrities done in the Nigerian jersey?
That's one thing I like about Nigerians.
It's
One thing I like about
amazing.
Nigerians. They like to do their things extra. They go to the far, they go
Yeah.
far end. So now, I've been talking about the. I've been.
You know, they only.
This one.
Alright.
I've been talking about the 5 big league around Europe. I've gone through the Bundesliga. I've gone through the Serie A. I've gone through the French Ligue 1, and now back to the EPL. Let's leave the Scottish League aside. Talking about the big five, the La Liga as well. So now there was like a serious debate, and when it comes to controversies from the referees, and that is the opening of the game. We're not going to talk more on that. We're going to talk on the people that are pushing Man City to the edge in terms of returning the league, at the same time taking that league trophy from them. If they win it this year, that means it's going to be 4th consecutive time they're winning it. Are they going to keep it? I don't know about that.
The interesting thing about the EPL is that it always gets to the stretch, to the wire. You cannot really say for sure which team is going to take it. The last season that just ended, we saw how Arsenal, were leading up till the point where they had eventually conceded and the Man City took over. And that tells you the quality of every team that plays in the EPL. Every team has that capacity, that capability of winning it. However, you know that it always boils down to the big three. Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United.
Now it's the big 7, not big 3.
Now it's big.
It's expanded.
You look at the amount that has been spent by Man City, and then you know that Man City has the depth, the wit, the financial muscles to go all the way.
Remember,
It does. There's absolutely no team in the EPL right now that can contest with Man City when it comes to the money. And football is all about money. When you have the money, you get the best of the players.
I can argue that.
Like every player wants to play in Man City.
I can argue that
How?
point.
How?
We have Newcastle, the new Saudi
That's
boys
what,
in
that's
town.
what I'm saying. The Newcastle just came in. It's a new era. You can't just change an entire team. You can't change the 22 or 25 players.
It has to
that
take
you
a
are.
process.
It's a process. So Newcastle has evolved. Right now, Newcastle is a force as well as Man City is a force. So it's not going to be an open thing that you're going to say Man City is eventually going to run away with it easily. No. Arsenal is picking up, gradually. Not there yet. Man United still going through a phase. But then again, you look at teams like West Ham. You look at teams like Brighton. Teams like Aston Villa.
Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool,
everybody
Man United.
They have a shot. For the first time in the Premier League, we have somewhat of an inconsistency in terms of how people are going to get to that point where we talk about winners. Man City is still the favorite. There's no doubt about that. Newcastle is equally a favorite. Chelsea wobbling, dabbling here and there. Now
They played very well against Liverpool in their last
It's
match.
a new squad.
The new player from Monaco,
Yes.
Axel
It's-
Disasi, got the equalizer.
Absolutely. What I'm saying basically is the cohesion. In the Premiership, it takes time for you to.
That tradition.
It's not an easy thing to do. You see now, towards the second half of the season, that's when you get to see the boys being separated
From the man. That's where Jungle matured.
Yes, and that's why you see the depth of the team being able to carry the team to the finish line. So in the initial phase, you can find out teams like Leeds United. You find out teams like Burnley. You find out teams like who are the new entrants. They can actually come through, like give you a run for your money. But eventually, when it gets to the second half of the season, they start dwindling, falling apart because there isn't depth. And that's where you see the money, the financial muscle in the Premiership comes to play.
When you talk about depth, I like that word depth because, like you said, during the half season, that's when you start separating the men from the boys. And when you talk about depth, Man City have that one to go all the way to the final game of the season.
Absolutely.
And Newcastle are still in the market, because we still have the windows. The windows is still open. I'm talking about bringing players in as well. we just got the news that Benjamin Pavard,
Yeah.
the French defender, you know that guy who
Bayern
plays for
Munich.
Bayern Munich, is trying to make a move to Man United, but Arsenal are trying to hijack that move because of the injury the one of their players sustained, the newly bought player from Ajax. We talk about Timber. So Arsenal are there to hijack that move as well. And there's a breaking news that came in. It's a breaking news. The Saudi guys, the Al guys, they've come in again. They've stolen one of the biggest icons in football as well. Neymar has moved to Al Hilal. Those boys are serious. Those Saudi guys, they want to be a game changer when it comes to football. What do you think about that?
You see, now the Premiership, let me start with the Premiership. I'm not very excited when I see a transfer from other leagues into the Premiership, because the Premiership is a very unique environment. You might be excelling in the Eredivisie, you might be excelling in the French Championnat, you might be excelling even in the La Liga. But when you do that movement into the Premiership, it's a whole new ball game. So I'm not excited. I'm seeing a movement. You talked about Pavard moving from Bayern Munich to Man U or Chelsea.
Arsenal.
There's a possibility he might not even fit into the system. The Premiership is all about fast pace. Pavard is how old now? Pretty much in his late 20s, and in fact he's in the 30s now. He's lost the steam. It's just like when you had Casemiro coming into Man United. Okay, yes, he's been able to stabilize the Man United midfield and all of that, but he's way past his prime. You know, the Premiership is all about pace. It's not about skill. Like you don't get room to hold the ball and display and all of that.
That's why it's time the fastest league in the world.
Exactly. So that's why you have people, when you say people like Pavard or generally players moving in from other leagues into the Premier, I'm not too excited about it. I would rather prefer players moving within the Premiership, moving like Rice has moved from West Ham to Arsenal. Is still in the system.
But do you know?
What's it called? Blending with the players will not be
on that should be another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Because the EPL has to move on. I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Bringing players for either championship or the EPL itself.
Yeah.
But most of these players that are bought outside, that are bought from La Liga and the rest, La Liga or Serie A, no matter where they're coming from, they've been bought on a high price,
Yeah,
and these are quality players.
We're not saying they're not quality.
These are quality players, and you cannot just write them off. Okay.
I'm not saying all of
we're
all the players.
We're gonna discuss that, Mr. Ferrer.
I'm just saying that it is very hard. It's a struggle. This transition is a struggle. You don't find a seamless transition from other leagues. Perhaps the only league I think where someone can actually move in easily is, somehow people might doubt that or people might argue with it, is the French championship, yeah? The French Ligue 1. That is the one I've seen a lot of players moving seamlessly.
What about the La Liga? Even the German Bundesliga. German Bundesliga are very physical, you know that. Okay, let's leave that. Let's keep that aside now. We're talking about for me, I term in the big seven. I tag them the big seven. It's no longer the big four, the big five. The big seven, when you have the likes, the winning champion, Manchester City. When you have Arsenal, you have Chelsea, you have Liverpool, you have even Brighton. They have a tradition of play now. They are coming on. Absolutely. Even Man United are there. Don't write off Tottenham yet. Yes. Tottenham are still there. So I tell them the big seven. What do you make of Tottenham itself naming Son? Will he be able to carry Tottenham to that top four? Because I talk about qualifying for the Champions League now. First, before I talk about winning the league, because when I talk about winning the league, of course we all know that Manchester City is always and will always be the favorite, because we have the master there, the master tactician, as in Guardiola. He has done it in Spain, he has done it in Germany, England. He's still doing it in England. He did it last year. You understand me? So what do you make of Son carrying Tottenham till the very end of the league?
I was really surprised when he was named the captain of Tottenham Hotspur. Having lost Harry Kane to Bayern Munich, I think Tottenham will struggle. There's that consistency. That's about the only thing Tottenham has. There's that consistency. The same set of players. They haven't even brought in much players this time around, so the chemistry amongst the players is still intact. But does Son has that capacity as a leader to carry Tottenham on his shoulder? I really don't think so. He's a very quiet, shy, gentle man. What you make of people usually from Asia, very reserved kind of people. And in the Premiership, in football generally, you don't need that kind of a person. You need an outgoing somebody. A leader has to speak and talk. He doesn't talk, right? I don't see Tottenham doing very well.
Are you see them qualifying for the Champions League?
Absolutely not. I see them struggling from the attack to the midfield to the defense.
Now, apart from the cities, the United, the Chelsea, the Liverpool, let's even leave Chelsea aside because they had their struggles and they're still having struggle changing managers. Sorry, I know I used to call the club aka sack coach United. They spoil your CV. Now there is this club that has emerged from the coach who came from Dynamo. The coach who came from Ukraine, De Zerbi. The former coach of Shakhtar Donetsk, I think that guy is doing a wonderful job in Brighton. And you know, Brighton has a very good youth system, just like Southampton of those days, and they're playing beautiful football. What do you make of that? Are you seeing them qualifying for the Champions League this season?
Absolutely. Okay, they might not qualify for the Champions League, but they're going to give every team in the Premiership a run for their money. Brighton is pretty much like it used to be like I liken it to a team called Deportivo La Corona in Spanish in those days. There's a way they say those I don't want to use those phrases where it says more shit this point. Brighton are that kind of team. It's that kind of team that actually give the top 4 and the serious run for their money. Serious run because it's a very Minamino, I'm sorry, what's his name? The Japanese guy is
that's his name, Minamino. The young player.
Is an amazing player. And then you've seen a couple of players of like McAllister has gone to Liverpool.
Cosaido just went to Chelsea.
You know, so and the team is still compact. They've done it in the last couple of about 2-3 seasons ago. They've been losing players to other teams, but they still have a formidable team. So Brighton is one of those teams that I'll say it's a mid-table team. They're going to give every other team a run for their money. It's pretty much that's taking over from Southampton.
Do you see them qualifying for Europe?
Of course, they will qualify for Europe. Definitely, I can assure you that they will qualify for Europe. They are the breeding grounds for the top 4 in the Premiership, like Tottenham used to be. Southampton used to be in the past. Now it's Brighton. Everybody goes to Brighton to get the beautiful bride. McAllister is a beautiful bride. Cosaido is a beautiful bride. I wouldn't be surprised any moment from now that Japanese guys to move. Minamino moves as well to because that guy is on fire, you know. So it won't be a top 7.
It will be a top 7, but it will be a top 4.
It will be a top 4.
Surprises might occur.
We got what's it called? Chelsea.
You might get some surprise.
For me, I look at the coach first of all before I look at there's a lot that a coach brings into a team. Even if it's a team that is 4 playing or 1 playing and all of that. When a coach comes in, he brings in a lot of experience.
You made mention of Chelsea.
Of course,
you made mention of Chelsea.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Pochettino is a masterclass.
Yes, the new coach, Pochettino.
Everyone knows that Pochettino is an amazing coach. So
and he knows the league very well.
Don't expect Chelsea to just be amongst the numbers. Chelsea will definitely be a force to reckon with. They might not be playing in Europe this season, which actually helps them to concentrate on the league, the FA. I mean, they're going to do well. That I can assure you. And he's got an amazing young set of football players.
If you didn't watch the last match against Liverpool, Chelsea played very well.
Yeah.
You see, they were fighting from the beginning for the blast of the whistle till the end of the game. Despite the fact that they were down, they were still fighting. They were playing good football.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Chelsea we've seen for a long time.
Absolutely.
You know, they're bringing in young players. They're spending money. And you know the coach is not a novice when it comes to the EPL.
Yeah.
He's been with Tottenham for so many years. And coming in, at least is going to, you know, stamp that authority and say, look, guys, this is what I want from you. Enough is enough. Just we've been going, you understand me? So I still see them picking up a Champions League spot, qualifying for the top 4.
Yes, there's still high probability.
Now, another team that has, you know, though they've not changed their managers, but have gone through almost similar problem is Liverpool.
Yes.
The former champions who had been giving Man City the run for their money. What do you make of them this season? Diaz is back. Remember, Diaz was injured almost throughout the season last year. It really affected them.
Yeah.
They sold money. They brought in Nunes, and Diaz was there. Jota too, but Diaz a very key player.
Well, you know, I think Liverpool will struggle. I think they'll struggle. I see them struggling. That consistency isn't there in the last couple of years. It's a dwindling squad. The backup is not as strong like you would want to see of Man City.
Henderson is gone.
I mean, Henderson was the...
Mane is gone.
Henderson was the master. You know, the
tactician, on the pitch.
That was driving the team, you know. orchestrating the moves, how the things will flow. And now he's left. So you would ask the question, what
leadership.
Who's gonna, not even the leadership per se, the fulcrum of the team is gonna lie on him in that midfield.
And Fabinho is gone. Fabinho is gone.
You know,
Keita is almost gone. I think Keita is gone as well.
Fabinho is gone.
Keita as well, I think.
Yeah, Keita is gone. Keita has gone to the German league, so it's a new team. And then you have people like
the new players coming in.
The length, the bonding.
What's this player's name?
I think Liverpool will somehow struggle. They might not even make it to the top 4.
I know they're struggling now.
Well,
I know they're struggling.
He's been doing well for the last couple of years. He's that kind of player that he goes up, off and on. Defensively, he might not be that good, but offensively, I mean, trust.
So we've talked about Chelsea and we've talked about Tottenham, the new captain, and we just rounded up talking about Liverpool. We'll round up with Man City because those are those people who talk.
The favorites.
Those are the favorites.
Yes.
And when you have someone that is called Haaland landing the goal, Haaland landing the goal, you know, you bet that this guy will score. Even the 25 goals in the season, that guy can score. And when you score 25 goals in the season, you know you'll be there at the top 4. You have to be there. So now we talked about, like I said, Brighton. We talked about Brighton as well. Those are 4 of the teams. And Manchester United. I'm still seeing an inconsistency in Manchester United. They managed to defeat Wolves at Old Trafford in their last game. And there was a controversial penalty that wasn't awarded to Wolves.
Wolves not.
And the goals came from the central defenders. Rafael Varane, the former Real Madrid player. He came twice and he finally got the goal.
Wolves is not an ordinary team. That's the thing. Wolves has been it's a mid-table team in the Premiership. Very, very balanced and very, you know, it's got a lot of quality players there. So it's not an ordinary team. So for Manchester to have struggled, you might say struggle, but you look at the possession, they did very well. I saw a team that has a possibility of, you know, breaking in some good points. And we never know. But for me, if you ask me, I do not want Man City to win the league for time.
Like monopolizing the league.
It would be crazy. It'd be like
Guardiola likes monopolizing leagues.
PSG in the early days, or Monaco in the early days in the Ligue 1. I mean, we can't have that. Or you have the Ajax, you know, dominating the Eredivisie, or you have the Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. It doesn't make any sense. The Premiership is not that league. And if there's anything unique about the Premiership is that you can't really say who's going to win the match.
Exactly.
That's why when people do this random betting on it, you'll be shocked.
Now, still on Manchester United. We're still having issues. Shanghai is still having issues with the central defense. Sometimes it goes with the back 4, sometimes it goes with the back 3, and even the captain, my guys, always sit on the bench. Now we have a good goalkeeper. I don't call him a goalkeeper. I call him a playmaker. Onana. I call him a playmaker. He can even play as a supporting striker. That guy is good. Now, since we have Onana there now the defenders will have more chance of pushing forward, giving him more space to start the attack from the goalkeeper. So what do you make? Who's going to play in front of Onana? Is it the same Varane or the Argentine little termite? What do you call it? The Argentine little hustler. What is his name? Martinez. Sometimes it brings Luke Shaw. You know, is he confused? Is he confused of who's going to play in front of Onana?
There's a bit of quality lacking in that defense. Yes, you've got people like Varane, but you need a backup. So I'm sure before the season ends, Man United might make 2-3 quality, possibly
signing,
A-class signing that I'm sure about. They need one central defender, perhaps a holding midfielder, and another striker too. You need an out-and-out striker because Rashford has been a bit inconsistent.
They just completed the striker. They just signed a striker now.
He's been very consistent for the last 2 seasons, but he's been the only one doing that.
They have a new striker. Just I'll get the name.
You need a backup for Man United. I think Man United look fairly okay.
Don't you see a little bit of inconsistencies in them? That's what I see.
Yeah, but every team, the only team that doesn't have inconsistency currently in the Premiership is Man City. Every other team has got some deficiencies in each.
I think they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer in the next 4 or 5 games because De Bruyne is injured. Gundogan is gone. Gundogan is gone.
That's
we have Kovacic.
That's the interesting.
Kovacic is there.
That's interesting about Man City. you know, I mean, the bench is strong. The bench is amazingly
That
strong.
will be our last discussion.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you, Mr. Ferreira. Now we've talked about Man United. Let us go to the Gunners, the guys who pushed Man City to the edge last season. And people, as they usually say, Arsenal, we always fail their fans, in the sense that maybe 9-11 match games to go, they'll just end up slipping back, going back to their normal shell as they used to be, as a tradition. But you still have to give them credit. They came in second. They topped the league for so many months,
Yes,
bro.
yes.
You still have to give them credit. What are you saying about them, Arsenal? I think they still have problem. That central defense need to be sorted out.
If there's any team that one should take
And a
notice of this
striker.
season, it will definitely be Arsenal. As much as a lot of people think they're inconsistent and they don't have maybe an out-and-out striker, they're still struggling in that department. But then again, you look at the coach and you look at the commitment in the player, and they've already made a statement this season by beating Man City. Whichever way they beat Man City, beating Man City is beating Man City. That's how I want you to look at it. So people will be making a very big mistake to write off Man City, Arsenal. Inconsistent, you might think. No, I doubt that. This coach is a replica of Guardiola. So you can imagine that this is an offshoot of what Man City is. You know, it's a compact team. They play with flair. I mean, I'd rather a team plays with flair and win than a team plays badly and win. Okay, winning is still there, but this Arsenal team has got a lot of flair, you know, and I'm very happy about it.
The likes of Odegaard. Now they brought in
Still, you need a couple
Rice.
of players, 2-3 players again will make Arsenal a very formidable force.
Which position are we looking at?
Of course, in the central defense, you need one more player because Saliba is very consistent because of the injuries he had last season, which of course was the reason why they
Arsenal
actually
lost that. Yeah,
Because when you lose a key player like that in no less a position as central defense, it becomes very difficult.
9 matches.
There wasn't any backup, so Arsenal needs one defender. As defense midfield wise, I think they're good. They're okay.
So we need a
Up
striker.
front, you need at least
We need a traditional number 9.
absolutely. You need a traditional number 1, somebody who can give you
They'll see him around.
20 goals per
Yeah.
season. You need a 20 goal striker per season just to give a little bit of boost to Jesus. You know, you just need to have one more quality striker, and I think Arsenal will be in a very good position to.
And if you look at their record last season,
Yeah.
they got most of their goals from the wingers,
Yes.
the Bukayo Saka and the Martinelli,
Which is
and
not a
even
problem.
Odegaard.
Which is not a problem.
But
because
getting a striker will be added. Will be a
absolutely.
boost.
And that's exactly what I've just said. Now you need an out and out
Traditional striker.
number 9. Yeah. In the mood of Thierry Henry, no, the mood of
Victor Osimhen.
Giroud in the past. How would I say now? Yeah, someone like a Giroud in the past, a traditional number 9. So you when you look at the market now, who is very much available in other leagues
People are-
that can fit into the Arsenal pattern? People talk about Osimhen.
They are
I don't
keeping
know
him.
if that is within the reach of Arsenal.
They will not
If
sign
that
him
is
for
the
that
reach
amount.
of, I know the
I'm
one
not
thing
saying they
that-
don't have the money, but they wouldn't go for that.
Yeah, but even for me, I don't know if he'll even fit into that playing pattern of Arsenal. He may not fit in. The only team that I know for sure that Osimhen will fit in is not even in the Premiership. I wouldn't want to see him even in the Premiership.
I want to see him in the Premiership. I want
Everybody
to
wants
test
to
his
see him in the
quality.
Premiership, but then again, he might not even fit.
I want to test his
The
quality.
kind of player that he is somebody who's ideal for the Italian Serie A or the German Bundesliga.
No, he was there. Remember?
Yeah, he was there, but
He
this
was
time
with
around he's coming
he was
about.
with Wolfsburg.
Yeah, he was with Wolfsburg. They didn't give him playing time. When he was in France, he just started getting his playing time, and then he picked himself up. He's now matured. He's now at the prime of his. So I can assure you, if he goes back, and he won't go back to an ordinary team, and there's no way he'll go to a team and then sits on the bench.
All right. Now we go to the main man, the man who monopolizes EPL. I've been monopolizing it for the past 3 years. The club with the master tactician. We're talking about Guardiola, Pep Guardiola. Remember when he left Bayern Munich? He tried to bring in some of the players from Bayern. He was given a warning. You have to sign an agreement, please. You're not taking our players to your club because we know what you can do with good players, even an average players.
Yeah.
And that is what Mikel Arteta is doing.
Absolutely.
Now, Man City, the big boys, What do you make of them? Haaland. He has started.
I mean, like you said,
He has started. I know
Rashford.
Saliba gave him a headache during
Yeah.
the Community Shield. But listen, he came back.
He did.
Bam!
He did.
With 2
He did.
goals.
Mind you, he's just 22.
Can you imagine?
Brothers got power. Brothers got pace. Brothers got vision, intelligence. He's got
He
an
can
eye for
bicycle
goal.
kick
I
with
mean,
his height.
He's an amazing player.
And it's a boat.
This
It's
is
a
the only
boat.
player that's probably going to give Messi and Ronaldo a run for their money in terms of goals scored. He's started already on a very good note, and I'm thinking because he's an out-and-out striker, unlike the other 2 persons. So there's a possibility he's going to be hitting an average of 30 goals per season. An
Every
average
season.
every season.
He's very young.
You can imagine that guy doing
He only
it
get better.
consistently for the next 5 years. So he's gonna get better. And up to now, there's no defense that has been able to find an answer to how he plays. You can't hold him down. The guy is huge. He's tall. He's big.
Saliba
He's
tried.
heavy.
Saliba held him down.
He held him down, but for how long, bro?
Saliba held him
That
down.
was not the Premier League. Just give that guy time. 1-on-1 with Saliba. That's why I said Saliba is a good defender, and that's why I've always maintained that one of the reasons why Arsenal lost the league is probably
So,
because he was out. But
seeing Guardiola's team now, where do you think he should strengthen? You understand? Where do you think? Because one of the master tacticians on the pitch has gone to Barcelona. Talk about Gundogan.
it's got
Now,
good
De Bruyne
replacement.
is injured.
Yeah,
It's going to miss probably 4 matches, maybe a month or so.
yeah.
Where do you think he should strengthen? Mahrez has gone to Al, the Saudi league. He's going to pick money. Mahrez has gone. That's why he promoted Palmer.
Who's doing very well, by
Who's
the
doing
way.
well? And Foden is there.
Doing very well.
Bernard is saying he's holding to Bernardo Silva. He doesn't want Bernardo Silva to leave.
This is a time for him to unleash people like Foden out, because then he used to be like a part player. Now he's gone into the main team. He's now carrying the entire team on his shoulder. In the absence of De Bruyne, okay, that would affect them. But you see now, that's why he's called the master tactician. He's got so many skills, so many ways of playing around his shoulders. So
Rodri
if
is there. Rodri is dangerous.
there's any team that has that complete, nature, Man City.
They have a tradition.
There's hardly any position that you say there's a vacuum or there's issue. Every part of it,
But
from the left fullback, the right fullback. Of course, there was this
De
talk
Bruyne
of Walker
it's
missing.
irreplaceable.
Yeah,
let us be realistic.
No player is irreplaceable.
De Bruyne, the kind of football he plays.
No, every player is irreplaceable.
Not now. I don't see who's going to replace De Bruyne.
That's the thing when you use the word
For now.
irreplaceable. There is. I mean, Man City doesn't rely on one player. They showed it over time. Yes, the absence of one player might affect the team to an extent, but
How many assists?
I mean, having Pep. That's
from
why
De
you
Bruyne
call
assist.
him the master tactician. He doesn't have to come all the way from Pep.
Anyway, I have Kovacic.
Yeah, Kovacic is there, and then the thing is that you might not have that, long or that huge score margin like you used to with De Bruyne was there, but eventually you will win.
The 3
Man
points.
City win. That's all that matters.
Yes. We've gone through the big 7 in the APL thanks to one of our master analysts here who has run through some of the clubs. I'm talking about the big 7 in the EPL, and it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait, for this week. And again, like starting from today, Nottingham Forest playing Sheffield United. Sheffield United who lost, and Nottingham Forest who narrowly lost at Emirates to Arsenal, kicking off today. What the matches are playing? The biggest match of the week is Man City taking on Newcastle United, I think.
Yes.
Man City taking on, if I'm not mistaken, Man City taking on Newcastle, and Tottenham taking on Manchester United. As we did so, we're running up today. I still remember your boys. Yaro, and thanks for coming, Mr. Farrell.
Pleasure having me around.
I still remember your boy Yaro on the talk show, football talk show. Now you get now me get now we get